Buenos dias, and welcome to another video. Before we start, I actually want to thank all of you for watching my videos, for catching up with daily content. To be honest, behind the scenes, there's a lot of work to get these videos out, but I also know it's a lot of time that you guys are putting in watching the videos and seeking the alpha. And I actually hope that you're getting a lot of alpha, especially around the Cosmos ecosystem. So truly, truly appreciate that. Thanks a lot for subscribing, watching, engaging, for liking, for commenting, and also just sharing the videos also on social media with your friends, with people that you think need to learn about Cosmos. Today, I actually want to talk about the Cosmos airdrop economy, how you can navigate through Cosmos airdrops a little bit smoother, and especially at times where airdrops in crypto are just blowing up. I made a video about this recently where I talked about, there being too many airdrops and people just freaking out, chasing the airdrops, and potentially also burning their hands. So we're going to be talking about the best practices for the airdrops. But first of all, let's look into the price movements. Today is a green day. Today on this 25th of January is a green day. We're seeing a little bit of recovery here, which is nice. Atom $9.53, Injective $33, Celestia above $16, which is crazy. The top gainers here, Keychain, then Omniflix almost at 50 cents, which is absolutely amazing to see. Another 33.33% up today. And well, we've been covering this years before the chain even went live. But yeah, this is, in my opinion, a blue chip. You most likely got an airdrop here, so you have coins in any case. But also, just in general, this is like a project where you're clearly betting on the decentralized media narrative, on the DePIN narrative, on one of the strongest teams in all crypto that is extremely committed. They have decent partnerships also with Disney in India. So your Flixbacks definitely need to be locked and loaded at this point. They still have a 105% APR. And I know a lot of people had EVMOS PTSD from back in the day. And I keep saying, guys, like, if you have an airdrop strategy, you can't generalize and apply your learnings from a previous airdrop to a new one. So maybe to give you an example, the EVMOS airdrop back in the day, right? When that came out, the EVMOS price simultaneously in the beginning went through the roof. It went nuts. Everybody was making money. Everybody was extremely excited and happy and hyped, right? Because this was a bear market gift that kept on giving. But then the price crashed. But people held on. And then people started getting salty. They started getting angry at EVMOS, at the team, at the chain, at everything in EVMOS, because the price went down. And I think it wouldn't be an issue if the price was low in the beginning and just stayed flat, but it was an issue because it was high, and then people had this perceived loss, this mental loss, like I had something, now I don't have it anymore, even if I didn't realize it. So they got angry at the chain and they got angry at themselves for not selling. So when Flix came out, a lot of people with this EVMOS PTSD, they immediately got salty, high APR. This is not going to be sustainable. It's going to crash. It can only go down from here. They were so certain it can only go down from here. The first 1 or 2 days, the Flix price went up. Actually, it went above $1 or $2 even, I think, just for like the first day, very thin liquidity, price just went crazy. And then only after that, it actually got listed here on CoinGecko. So the first price that CoinGecko caught here is actually 30 cents. And then it went down only, right? So for a couple of months, people actually were right with their thinking, right? They were right in their thinking, and they sold on the way down. They sold their airdrop. Whatever they got staked, they probably sold their staking rewards as well. And they're like, this chain is doomed. EVMOS 2.0, it's all over again. I knew it, right? Then look what happened. This thing turned around. 48 cents now, while still having a 3-digit APR, while still having 105% staking APR. How is that possible? Well, number one, the market climate has changed. Number two, the team keeps on shipping. They keep on delivering. They just had a major upgrade. And that's why it's just pumping, right? And I think my whole point here is that you can never generalize one airdrop over future airdrops. You really have to assess this on an individual basis. Or you say, okay, I have one strategy, one clear strategy, and no matter what happens, I always stick to that strategy. And that can be, for example, airdrop comes out, you sell 20, 30%, the rest you stake, the rest you keep liquid, for example, right? Could be a strategy. But yeah, I hope you understand my point. Either you have a clear strategy that you always apply no matter what, but then you can't complain. You can't say, oh, I should have done this, should have done that, because that's how you start mentally to go crazy, right? Or you look at it individually and you say, okay, I'm going to learn about the project. I'm going to learn about the team. I'm going to learn about the product, the tokenomics, the plans. I also consider the macro crypto environment. And I look at all these things together, right? Individually. Every week in crypto is different. Every single week is different. So that's my first topic. And I think it plugs into what I really want to talk about today, which is airdrops in general, right? I made a video about this, like I said, that there's too many airdrops. And this is a great post here from King Lime. Shout out. Don't be in a rush to claim an airdrop, to check your eligibility, or to even take part. Take security and safety very, very seriously, because there is so much phishing, so much scam, so many people that want to get you into their token, so many false promises or projects that just want to use that moment of your weakness, and they want to use your emotions to attract TVL, to get users, to get traction, which is not sustainable for the project either, right? So safety first, do research. Yes, even if it's free money, that's really the best advice you can have. Do research, yes, even if it is free money. Funding, I don't exactly know what he's referring here to, but it could be, you know, look at who is funding the project, who is behind it, where are the investors, who is behind the project in the general, in the first place, right? Check if the links from the official X account are matching up, right? And also cross-check, verify that with airdrop sites. I'm going to give you a list of airdrop sites in a second, how you can be 100% sure that you're not getting fished, you're not getting scammed. And also see if it's worth your effort, right? And this is what I talked about also. You need to look at the total valuation of the project. And if you don't have a price yet, look at their last round, at what price did they raise. Then look at the tokenomics, how much is reserved for the airdrop in percentage, and then how many people and how many wallets might be eligible for this airdrop, right? So this is really something how you can assess, like, you know, is that going to be a big airdrop? Is it worth for me to like do all that, to do all the research, to really dig in? Or do I say, okay, I have a burner wallet and I'm just gambling, right? But then you really should not put any expectations into that, right? Which you shouldn't be doing in the first place anyways, right? Now, some tips how you can actually maximize your eligibility. And if you have been an avid subscriber of the channel, then you have been posted for the past years on that, right? You know how to use Kepler. But now I think we have a huge influx of new people that want to get into Cosmos and master airdrops. So if you haven't watched my previous master guide on Cosmos airdrops, here's a quick TLDR. I think obviously besides avoiding centralized platforms in the first place, right? I still see people that are staking through Binance or staking through Kraken. But if you stake through a centralized platform, the centralized player gets the airdrop and not you, and they will not give it to you, right? So choose your own validator, hold self-custody, your keys, your coins, your airdrop. Also, always use a hardware wallet. You can easily use that here with Kepler, and I'm also going to show you Leap in a second. So hold self-custody, use a hardware wallet for your long-term holdings, for your short-term exotic, crazy airdrops that you're not willing to put in much research anyways. Use a burner wallet where you just put $200-300 on it and let that run. But don't use your hardware long-term wallet for exotic airdrops that you know nothing about the team, nothing about the project. Avoid centralized exchange validators. It can also be centralized businesses. You usually recognize them if they have 100% commission, right? Bitcoin Swiss is a major entity in Switzerland. Centralized exchanges like Coinbase, they're normally excluded from the get-go. There's also, I think, Kraken somewhere. I don't know if actually on TIA, but you get my point. Centralized exchanges, right? Huobi, OKX, Kraken, Coinbase, they're usually excluded from the get-go. That's the easiest ones. But then there's these like 100% validators or even 20% polychain. They're also a custodian. They have actually their institutional business. That's why I have these huge delegations. I mean, 39 million TIA, that's $500 million, absolutely insane. At a 20% commission, I guess mostly because it's kind of also their own. their own funds because they're invested into TIA. So you have to like consider those things. High commission validators, they also take most of your commissions away anyways. And you can also just see that by clicking here, and you see the APR is 12.59%. But if you click here, you see it's almost 15% that you're getting, right? So this has a huge impact. And also generally just get outside of the top 20, right? Contributing to decentralization, which means increasing the Nakamoto coefficient. The Nakamoto coefficient is a number that says how many validators are required to take over the network. The lower the number, the more centralized the chain. So in order to further decentralize and increase the Nakamoto coefficient, choose lower ranked validators. And of course, you know, I'm biased with Stexito, my own validator. You can delegate to us. We've been growing massively. In fact, if you go on MintScan and you choose Celestia, you click on validators, you can see that if you sort by unique delegators, we are by far the #1 validator on Celestia. And that's massive. Big shout out to all of you. 69,556. We just crossed 69,420. Unfortunately, I didn't catch that. But you get my point. We are the community validator on TIA and pretty much in all Cosmos. But yeah, avoid 100% ones, avoid centralized ones, and also avoid 0% validators. But I think this is now something that a lot of people are just educated on. So I think barely any validator is doing that at this point. Yeah, 5% here is the minimum. So TIA is definitely one that you need to be staking if you want to optimize for airdrops. I recommend at least 25 TIA. To be on the safe side, 50 TIA. I know it's getting more and more in dollar terms, but yeah, 25 to start with, 50 to be on the safe side. Next up, Atom, where you can see there's a couple of 0% commission ones, right? Cosmos Station, Allknowns, Upbit, Korean Exchange, also centralized. So yeah, avoid these. Go to 5% commission validators. There's also a couple of validators that are really, really contributing a lot, right? Lavender 5, I think they do a lot of relaying. Golden Ratio also, and only has 1% commission, but also super active, contributing with relayers. Crypto Crew, some of the best in the game. So there's a lot of great validators to choose from. Obviously, we're also in here with Stexito. I highly appreciate all your delegations on that. And here you can also liquid stake, which is also something you should be doing. And honestly, I would try all 3 providers. Try it, Quicksilver and P-Stake, also for you to get a good feeling for it. Because you can liquefy your already staked Atom through that with a few clicks. So do that as well. Some of them are also giving extra airdrops if you liquid stake through these providers. By the way, we have a video coming up very soon where I explain to you exactly what you can then do with your liquefied staked atoms, right? With your LSTs, and use it in DeFi, which is called LSTFi, which is going to be a huge, huge narrative this year. And also, one specifics from the Cosmos Hub over Celestia, because Celestia, you will see, they don't have governance proposals because they don't have the governance module as part of their chain right now. The Cosmos Hub and Atom has it, and there's constantly proposals here. And you should vote on these. You should vote on these because I think moving forward, airdrops will be more refined, criteria will get more difficult. So you should be voting on these because sometimes there are governance drops where new airdrops are given out to active governance voters, because those really are the most active people, right? So don't just blindly do it, but read through the proposal. There's usually always a summary here, and then you can also just read through the full thing and then just cast your vote. It's very, very easy to do. So that's something for Atom. And I think here the same, you should also have at least 25 to be on the safe side, 50 Atom to stake. For Injective, a very similar picture. They also have the governance module, so you can also vote here. One specific thing I've seen here is that there's a couple of validator specific airdrops, which to be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of. I actually don't like it at all because it is a marketing gimmick and people are just aping in, making that by far, you can see the #1 validator here, concentrating the voting power, almost 10%, but very smart from the Black Panther crew. Congratulations on that massive, that's insane, like the numbers here. But yeah, congratulations on that. There's also other ones for the Soul airdrop, stake for airdrop. This is also like something you need to keep in mind, right? Like there's validators that will also play with that, right? And they will promise that. We had it in the last bull run, and probably we will see it this year even more so, where validators are just, you know, are just taking advantage of that, which fair enough, right? It's a free market. People are people, humans are human. This is just what it is. For injective, I would say at least 20 INJ, 21 to be safe, really safe, because sometimes you also see projects, you know, knowing that people are setting up these farm wallets with exact round numbers like 10 or 20. So they'll just do one more in order to filter out the farmers, right? The airdrop farmers. If you want to actually stay on top of the things now, this is a question I get a lot. Start using Leap Wallet. Start using Leap Wallet right now, cosmos.leapwallet.io. And there's a tab called Airdrops, and you will see active airdrops here. And I actually talked with the team recently. They told me that they are indeed talking to those teams behind the airdrop, and all the URLs or the links are vetted, right? Leap has a tech team. They're looking at the code, they're looking at the project, they're talking to the teams. So these are vetted projects, and it's so easy. Like Leap is really catering it to you, like handpicking these airdrops and putting them in front of your eyes to see. You can go on their website, on their Twitter, on their claim. You can also go on the project's Twitter. You can verify, are these legit? Who is following that account? Do I know anybody who is following them? Then you can contact your friend or another person that you know and ask, hey, is this legit? You can go on their website and you can already see here, airdrop claim schedule. Okay, there's something. A lot of people are engaging here as well. So this is not, doesn't look like a scam, right? And actually Chain for Energy is a project I also know very well. Shout out also, they are building an energy chain, a DePIN project basically in Cosmos. And they also have this feature here, explore upcoming airdrops. So you click here and then it opens up a whole thing of airdrops at one glance. And this is beautiful. This is amazing. And you can do your research from here. I think Leap really is the best platform for that. So this is Leap. Start using Leap. You can import your coupler. It's very easy. Or you just set up your own wallet. You can also just stake, bridge. You can do a lot more interactive stuff here on Leap than you can do on Kepler. There's two more sources. Airdrops.one is probably the most well-known and active in the space, specialized for Cosmos airdrops. They have a page where they're also manually vetting all these projects. I think their team is much smaller than the Leap team, but nevertheless, they have a lot of content here, a lot of also written content about the criteria, the distribution, snapshot dates, and all these kind of things. Links also here. That's also a site you should bookmark and you should always watch out for. Airdrops, everyone is chasing airdrops. Everyone is making these guides, how with no effort you can make tens of thousands of dollars, which in the end, they're just setting these crazy, crazy expectations. And I understand, like, I love airdrops myself, and it is possible. You can actually make tens of thousands of dollars, right? I got a bunch of 5-figure airdrops over the past years. Most recently, the TIA airdrop for me was a 5-figure airdrop. I got a lot of 4-figure airdrops recently as well. I got a lot of NUM. I got a lot of DYM that is coming up. I'm not saying that this doesn't work. I'm just saying that you should be careful and cautious out there, right? And use your burner wallet for all exotic ones that you don't want to like put time into research, and use only your long-term holdings wallet. And when you're really 100% sure, when you're really sitting down in a calm moment on your computer and you're actually making sure that you're on the right sites, you check the URL 5 times before you click on connecting your wallet, you check the message, you actually learn how to also read that stuff. So that's really the most important thing. I hope you're safe out there. I hope you enjoy the airdrop game, and yeah, wish you mad gains with all the airdrops that are coming up. See you guys tomorrow. Stay safe and be good.